All right, well, welcome to another week. This is week 6 of the semester. So this will be yoga practice 15, 16, and then yoga practice 17 would be a YouTube video that you can, your choice, right? So just know that you can do these out of order, right? You can do yoga practice 17 and one YouTube video in between these two, 15 and 16. It doesn't have to be in that order. So, you know, if you want to. I know the holidays are coming up here, so maybe you want more a relaxing type yoga. And I put some choices on that yoga practice 17, but if you want just a relaxing type poses here, that's restorative yoga. If you want relaxing with a little bit of stretching, where you're holding a stretch for a long time, that would be yin yoga. If you're looking for maybe yoga to help you sleep, that's yoga nidra. So I put those on the assignment. You can just search those in YouTube and just look for a 30-minute YouTube video of those if you want to try those types of yoga. There's a lot of different types of yoga, right? I try to combine a lot of the different types of yoga here. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll start on our back to get in the right frame of mind for your practice today. So let's just go ahead and find a nice comfortable position. Again, I like to use a yoga block for a pillow. I'm just going to have my knees bent. It helps my low back. So just start to focus on your breath, right? That inhale, exhale, letting go of everything else going on in your life. Just try to let all that go. Focus on your breath, that inhale and exhale. Again, breathe in and out through the nose, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Whatever works for you, count your breath, hear yourself breathe. Whatever works, use that diaphragm to breathe. Just take a few moments here, focus on your breath. Feeling any sort of tension, just think about just letting go of your tension with that exhale. Just let it go. Let it exit your body with that exhale. And just remember to let go of any expectations. It's always a new practice today. Just let go of any expectations. Let go of any judgment. Let go of any competition, right? Just how you're feeling this morning or this afternoon or this evening, whenever you're doing this yoga practice. Just make sure you listen to your body. Do what feels right for you today. Make adjustments, modifications if you need to. Use a yoga block or a pillow or a blanket if that's necessary, or a towel, whatever works for you. Let's go ahead and just bend your knees if you don't have your knees bent already here, and we'll just begin to sway those knees side to side to start to get a little bit of movement here. So just nice and slow, don't forget about your breath, just back and forth with the knees. And let those knees go more and more towards the floor, right? If you want, keep the knees together, or maybe you want to open up the hip as you go. That's what I like to do here. Feet together, feet as wide as your mat. All different options. Just do whatever works for you. Okay, you can always let both knees rest one side, a little spinal twist to start out your practice if you want. I like to cross one leg over the other, just adds a little bit to it, so just feel a little bit more here. And I just go within the range of motion that feels good for me. I got some low back issues. This kind of helps to warm up my low back, but I just go in the range of motion that feels good for me. I know there's a few of you out there that have let me know that you have had some low back issues and problems. So just, again, work within the range of motion where there's no pain. Hopefully it just helps to loosen up the low back. That's what all this is for here. Also just to kind of warm you up, get your blood flowing a little bit here. And I'm just going to switch to the other leg. Again, make sure you switch to the other side if you're just letting both knees rest to one side. Again, the videos are great. Just keep doing those. Again, 3 days a week. I see some pets in some videos. That's great. I see somebody, you got a friend or a family member here that's also joining you in your yoga practice, so that's fine too as well. Good, I'm just going to come back to center here, uncross my legs, and then I'm just going to inhale one knee to chest, exhale, release that knee, inhale the other one to chest. Here, just going through this range of motion. And you can pull that knee into the chest, however much you want here. I also like to extend the leg up in the air a little bit here, just to kind of get the movement in the legs a little bit, some blood flow going. Always extend that leg down the mat too if you want. I keep my knee bent, but you can always extend that leg down the mat if that's better for you. It might be more of a stretch if you want here. The next time you put a foot back down, just go ahead and bring both knees to your chest. Just a little rock side to side here. Good, just coming back to center. We'll just keep the knees together, just circle the knees around. Just start with some small circles. You can always make bigger circles as you go if you want. Just circling the knees around here. Good, I'm just going to go in the other direction. Good, just coming back to center now. Just going to circle the knees in opposite directions. So just going to open up the hips here. I'm just going to reverse directions, so circle the knees in the other direction. Good, I'm just going to bring those knees together. I'm going to pull them a bit more to my chest. I like to go underneath my knees and pull. I'll bring my head up, chin to my chest. I just like to move my head side to side a little bit, just to warm my neck a little bit. You can do something like that. You can always do that on the mat, right? Your head on the mat, just go side to side. If that feels better for you. I'll kind of circle my ankles around, wiggle my toes a little bit, kind of wake up my feet. Good, I'm just going to release my knees, feet on the floor, knees bent. Here we'll go up into bridge pose, so just arms by my side. Here, push my low back flat. I'm going to lift my hips up into bridge pose. Just taking a moment here. Good, I'm just going to exhale those hips down, but I'm going to roll my back down, one vertebra at a time, bring the hips back down. Good, knees to chest. Again, head up too if you want. Again, I'll move my head side to side. Circle my ankles around, wiggle my toes a little. Good, I'll release those knees. Again, feet to the floor, knees bent, hands, arms by your sides. Big inhale, push the low back flat, tilts the pelvis, lift the hips, bridge pose. This time, see if you can lift those hips a little higher. You can think about squeezing your glutes here. Open up the chest and shoulders, squeeze your shoulder blades together in your back here. Bridge pose. Some people can take those hands underneath those hips, clasp them if you want. Do something like that. If you can't reach, you can always take a yoga block and do it if you want. Okay. Also, bridge pose, your feet are straight ahead, knees are straight ahead, but here's a different way of doing bridge pose. If you want to give it a try, I can just bring my hips back down. What I do is I bring my heels together, my feet kind of flare out to the side, my heels touching, and then my knees kind of go out to the sides, and then I lift up. So a different way of doing bridge pose here. Might feel a different spot in the glutes, hamstrings a little bit here. So that's a different way of doing bridge pose. If you want, give that a try. Just like to show you different options you can try here. And then we'll just go with our breath. So I'm going to exhale those hips down. I'm going to inhale the knees to chest. I'm going to exhale, release the knees and head. And inhale, lift the hips. Exhale, lower those hips back down. Good. Inhale, knees to chest. Good. Exhale, release the knees. I'm going to bring my heels together this time, knees out, and then lift. You can do bridge pose any way you'd like here. Good. Just going with your breath here. Again, you can choose to bring those heels together. Again, feet flare out to the sides, knees flare out to the sides here. It's a different way of doing bridge pose. Whichever way you like. Just moving with your breath. Good. I'm just going to come up and hold bridge pose again. Again, feet flat on the mat, knees straight ahead or knees out to the side, heels together is a different way of doing it. Your choice. Good, I'm just going to get my arms involved, so just arms to the sides. Here I'm going to exhale those hips down, arms come up overhead. Inhale, those hips come back up. Arms to the sides. Exhale, lower those hips, arms up overhead. Inhale, lift those hips, arms to the sides here. And however you'd like to do bridge pose. Okay, the next time you bring those hips back down, let's just go ahead and bring your knees to your chest. Here. Good, just leaving the knees and feet up here. We'll just do a core exercise since we've got our core all warmed up here. I like to just take my hands behind my ears to support my head. And I'm just going to crunch up in O ball. Bring my hips up, bring my head, shoulders, torso up here, just crunching up in O ball. Just exhaling up, inhaling back down. A little bit of core work here. Again, you can rest anytime you want. Right? Just put your head back, put your feet on the mat. Just rest anytime you want. After you rest a little, you can try a few more. This is a good one if you want to keep going with this one, or if you want to break this up, work on just the lower abs, focus on that. What you do is just keep your feet and knees up, rest your head on the mat, and just focus on lifting your hips up off the mat. Exhale up, inhale back down. Again, just try not to swing the knees and swing the feet, right? Exhale up, inhale back down. Again, if you need some low back support, which I do, I just kind of sit on my hands here for this one. Shouldn't feel it in your low back. If you do, just put your hands underneath those hips to help yourself not feel the low back here. If you feel like you push a lot with your hands by your sides, you can just put them on top of your head. That way you don't do that. And lift. Again, rest anytime you want. Or here, if you want to just get your upper abs, you can put your feet on the mat, knees bent. Exhale up. Head, shoulders, torso, pushing the low back flat into the mat here. Exhaling up, inhaling back down. Again, shouldn't feel it in your neck. If you do, just bring your chin towards your chest or bring your fingertips behind your head, behind the ears to support the head. You can put your feet up in the air to add a little bit more to this if you want. Sometimes people put their arms up this way, arms out to the side. Again, as the semester goes on, I like to add more things here to different poses, can add a little bit more to it. So if you want, try this, come up as high as you can on this crunch. Okay, feel those abdominal muscles contract, and then you just do little ones.
Okay, they do this in a Pilates class, so I call it the Pilates pump. All right, just taking something from a Pilates class here. So just do some little ones, feel an extra burn, fatigue in there. Rest if you need to, or just go through the full range of motion after you feel it a little bit here. So just adding something like that to some core work, Pilates pump it's called, or that's what I call it. Again, you come up and then just little ones, right? Little ones. Good, go back to the full range of motion. Good, then adding a twist whenever you're ready. So opposite elbow to opposite knee here, exhaling up and twisting, inhaling back down. Again, you want to add more to this one, just both feet up in the air. Here you can extend the other leg as you twist. If that's a bit much, what you can do is keep the knee bent and just drop the heel towards the mat. And then, of course, resting anytime you want, or try a core exercise. If there's something you'd like to do, feel free to do it. I think I've showed you a few here. This one we do on our hands and knees, but you can do it on your back. Push that low back flat, hands straight up in the air, and then when you do opposite arm and leg, just extend back. You got to push that low back flat into the mat when you do this one, though. Again, I bring my chin towards my chest. That helps me to just engage my core here when I do this. But you can always put your head back if you want. Again, just make sure you push that low back flat when you do this one. I think I maybe showed you this one. Your knees up and then just side to side here. Just going side to side. Just don't let those knees touch. You go side to side. The more you straighten your legs here, the more difficult this one becomes. So you can do something like that. Just make sure you have enough space for it. Sometimes you start traveling down your mat when you do those knees side to side here. Again, whenever you have enough here, just put your arms up overhead, put your legs straight out, just give yourself a big stretch, right? Just really reach, 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 arms up overhead, really reach, reach, reach. Extend those legs down the mat. Good, we'll go ahead and bring those knees to the chest again here, and then we'll round the back here, and then just rock yourself back and forth. And if you remember a boat pose, so you can just rock yourself right up into boat pose, right? So you're just rock to boat pose here. Good, you can always hold on, right? You can take your hands off if you want. You can put your hands back here if you need to hold. Hands off, hands out to the side. Again, whatever, straighten the legs is full boat pose, right? hold, breathe. So some things here, you could always, what I call row the boat. You could row the boat. Try that. You could rock the boat, right? Side to side, little rock the boat. So just some different variations, names that I call them. Get whatever you like. And then when you're all done, you could dock the boat, right? Just put your feet down and dock the boat. Okay. So let's just warm up our wrist a little bit here. So just forward and back with the wrist a few here. We're going to go on to our hands and knees. If you want to do boat pose some more, you can always do this up into boat pose, right? Two things at once. I'm going to circle my wrists in one direction. Good, other direction. Good, open and close the hands a few times. Again, do it if you need to rest, that's fine. You don't have to do boat pose and do this. Good, so hopefully those wrists are warm up a bit. Here we'll go over onto our hands and knees here. So just, again, knees underneath those hips, hands underneath those shoulders. Again, if your wrists just aren't feeling it, you can always go to your fists right here. If you need more padding, fold your mat over. Gives you some more padding if you're on a hard floor. And then if you got some yoga blocks or books or something, you could always put your forearms on here to raise you up. If you don't have that, you can just go actually onto your mat here. So whichever way you'd like. And then we'll go into cat-cow. Okay, so just pushing that back up, big exhale, push the back up. Here, chin towards your chest, belly button towards your spine, big exhale, cat, and then inhaling, cow. Right, sway the back. You can just look down at your mat and look all the way up if you want to lift your chin, whatever your neck feels like. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Good, exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Great one for your low back, so any of those out there have some low back issues, this is a great one for your low back. I do this practically every morning, cat-cow. Help loosen up my back. And then make it your own. I like to push my hips off to the side. I'll rotate my hips around. Also, I got some neck issues, so I move my head around a little bit when I go from cat to cow. So again, make it your own. Whatever helps you, works for you, feels good for you. Again, continue with cat-cow if you want. Go back child's pose, right? Anytime you want to rest, just go back to child's pose if you'd like. Here. Okay, then what I'm going to do is just move on to spinal balance. So that's that opposite arm and leg coming out. So I'm just going to really reach, opposite arm and leg. You can look up at that hand, your palm down, palm turned in. Point your toe, point your heel, just up and really reach out. I'm going to bring that arm and leg down. I'm going to try the other side. Again, really reach. Good, then I'm just going to go with my breath. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Feel free to hold it longer if you want. Go back child's pose anytime you need to rest if you need to. Go back to cat-cow if that feels better. You want some more cat-cow, feel free to do that. Good, then I'm just going to hold the same arm and leg up, and then what I'm going to do is I bring my hand to my knee a few times. Just a little bit of a rotation here. Then you can try your elbow to your knee, and then reach out. Good, then I'm going to try the other side. Again, I start with the hand of the knee a few times, but if you want to go right to the elbow, that's fine too as well. I'm going to try my elbow. Again, go back child's pose if you need to rest at all. What I'm going to do is show you some one-legged stuff that we could do since we're on our hands and knees here. We can try some of this. So what I'm going to do is just bring, again, go down to your forearms if it's better for you. If you're feeling it in your wrists here, go down to your forearms if you need to on this. But I'm just going to bring one leg up. I'm going to keep my knee bent. Think about pushing your heel up towards the ceiling here. And then what I'm going to do is just going to bring my knee in. I'll bring my chin towards my knee a little bit. And then I just lift. So instead of keeping the knee bent, you can also extend the leg back. Good, so you can keep the knee bent, extend the leg. I like to alternate. But you could add more to this. Again, this is maybe going through a Pilates class too as well, where you bring your knee out to the side. I think in Pilates they call this a dog leg or fire hydrant, I've been told too as well. So you could do something like that as well, add that to it. You can even rotate your hip around. Rotate one direction. Go the other direction. Again, you could add whatever you like here. Good. Once one leg gets tired, you got to do the other one. So again, you can start with just bring the knee here. Go back child's pose, rest, of course, anytime you want here. Bring the leg up. Extend. Good, I'm going to bring my knee out to the side. Good, I'm going to rotate the hip around a little bit. So again, you can do a lot of different things here. Go the other way. Just go through the whole rotation of everything. Oh, and I forgot to add, you can add that Pilates pump in right there with the core stuff. So you could do it with the leg here, leg up, just do some little ones, right? You could do some little ones Forgot to add that before. Good, then just go through the full range of motion. Try it with the leg extended, some little ones. And then extend the leg. Or of course go back child's pose to rest. Here, I'm going to do that on my first leg I did. Little ones here. After I do little ones, I like to go through the full range of motion a few times here. Again, go back child's pose to rest anytime you need to. If you're feeling in your wrist in child's pose, you can go to your forearms and just back and forth with the wrist a few times, rotate them around a little bit. Those wrists, if you need some more, just kind of loosening up a little bit. Good, just go ahead, extended child's pose, put your hands out in front of you, extended child's pose. Spreading the fingers nice and wide, right? Forearms coming up off the mat, elbows off the mat here. And here we'll just go from child's pose here to a kneeling plank, right? Engage the core, kneeling plank, okay? So this is plank pose. Some of you on the quiz, kind of mistakenly called chaturanga plank. So this is plank with my arms extended. This is a kneeling plank. And then kneeling chaturanga is when you come down and hover and hold it with your elbows at 90 degrees. So this is called chaturanga dandasana here. Okay, so just to make sure we're clear on that one. Okay, and then here we'll go up into, I do a low cobra, you can do high cobra, whichever one you'd like. Again, if you got that low back flexibility, you can do a high cobra, extend your arms all the way up. Here, I'm doing a low cobra, and I'm just going to push up and back child's pose. Good, so we got child's pose, plank. I'll just go all the way down, lower high cobra, and then push up and back child's pose. Do that one more time, plank, lower myself slowly to the mat. Come up, lower high cobra, I do low cobra, push up and back, child's pose. Good, now plank, now I'm going to throw in a chaturanga in there. So hover and hold about halfway down, that's chaturanga. Good, slowly to the mat, lower high cobra, push up and back, child's pose. Good, so just going from this is, part of the sun salutation here. Good, feel free to put in a yoga push-up anytime you want. You want to do some yoga push-ups, just chaturanga back to plank. You can try that a few times if you want. You can try that. Go back, child's pose to rest. Come out of it, try a few more. Or just go through the whole little vinyasa there of going to cobra, lower high, and then push back, child's pose. Again, some yoga push-ups. You can always stay with your knees if you want to, or whenever you're ready, we'll go up into downward facing dog. So really, again, spread those fingers nice and wide, starfish hands, right? Push with those hands. We'll curl our toes under, pushing the butt up in the air. Again, I keep my knees fairly bent, heels up in the air first so I can stick the butt up in the air. Back flat here. Then just walk the dog a little bit, pushing one heel into the mat, then the other one here, downward facing dog. Good, pushing both heels into the mat here, down dog, and then just go down dog to a plank. So again, plank is your arms are extended. So this is plank. Gauge your core, don't sag your back. I'm just going to push back to down dog. Shouldn't have to move your feet or hands too much here from going to plank to down dog. So just do that a couple times. Make sure your feet and hands are in the right spot. Again, engage the core, squeeze the glutes. Also helps. Good, so I go into plank now, and then I'm just going to lower myself slowly to the mat here. Again, you got low cobra, high cobra, or now we got up dog, where just your feet and your hands are on the mat here. You can always do that one too as well. I'm going to stick to low cobra today. My low back's just kind of feeling it here. So low cobra, and then you can push up from your knees, right? Or from your feet to go to down dog. So if you do it from your knees, you can just go knees and then go to down dog from there, to plank. Now maybe I'll throw a chaturanga in there, try hovering. So this is chaturanga, full chaturanga, right? You're hovering, holding, that's chaturanga. All the way down, lower high cobra, up dog, push knees, feet to down dog. And then you can try that full vinyasa, down dog to a full plank. Again, drop to your knees if you need to, okay? Do a full or kneeling chaturanga, drop to your knees if you need to, lower high cobra, up dog, push up from your knees or from your feet to down dog. If you want to give a full yoga push-up a try, you can always try a full yoga push-up, right? Try a few of those if you can. Go back to down dog to rest. I know that could be a little bit tougher, but some of you might be able to try it and do it here. Good, just try to keep your elbows in. Good, and lower high cobra, push back up, down dog. Good, so we're not going to do sun salutations today. We've done that. You'll have an assignment for doing a sun salutation that'll be on there, so look for that. But we're going to move on to get into a moon salutation. So we'll work to that. So just go ahead and walk your feet forward, walk your hands towards your feet to forward fold. So just in a standing position, you can always put a yoga block if you have one between the thighs on this if you'd like. Good, so I'm just going to come up to a flat back here first. Slight bend in the knees. Going to stick the butt out, arms by your sides. Good, I'm going to go back down, forward fold. Good, coming up flat back. Good, then I'm just going to come all the way up. Extended mountain. Good, swan dive back down, forward fold. Good, inhale back up. Good, flat back first, all the way up. And exhale back down. Again, flat back, all the way back down. Inhaling back up. And exhaling back down. Good, inhaling back up. And exhaling back down. Good, inhaling back up. And exhaling back down. Good, then I'm going to inhale up. And then I'm just going to fall back or bend my knee, or hips first. And then bend my knees, chair pose, right? So inhale up, good, exhale again, my hips go back first, then I bend my knees, weight goes back onto my heels, again, chair pose. So inhale up, exhale, chair. Good, inhale up, exhale, chair. Good, inhale up, exhale, chair. Good, inhale up, exhale, chair. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, chair. Good, now we're inhale up. Good, swan dive all the way down, forward fold. Good, inhale up halfway, flat back. Exhale back down, forward fold. Good, inhale all the way up, and exhale, chair pose. Good, inhale up. Swan dive all the way down, forward fold. Good, inhale up halfway. Good, exhale down. Good, inhale all the way up, and exhale, chair. Good, inhale up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Good, inhale up halfway. Good, exhale down. Good, inhale all the way up, and exhale, chair pose. Good, one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Good, inhale up halfway. Good, exhale down. Good, inhale all the way up. And exhale, chair pose. Good. Good, we'll just come to mountain. You can shake it out here. Okay. Good, so we've done the sun salutation. Again, there will be an assignment. We're going to actually have to kind of video yourself in regular mode, not hyper or time lapse or fast mode or anything, just regular mode, because it'll only take you a minute or two to just go through the sun salutation. It'll be an assignment. Just look for that on Canvas, okay? So we've done that. Now I'm going to get into a moon salutation, so we'll work to it. We might not do the whole thing this time, but next time we'll get to the whole moon salutation. So I'll just show you some bits and pieces of it today. So if you're at the top of your mat, what I want you to do is just step back here, okay? So you'd like your feet wider than your hips, okay? And your feet are angled out. Both feet are going to be angled out towards the side. Not a lot. You're not way here like this. Just angle them out a little bit. Just make sure your knees are going the same direction here. So we're just going to inhale up those arms, and then exhale. We're going to squat down. Bring your elbows into your sides. Think about squeezing your shoulder blades together here. Your back is flat here. Your back is flat. Okay. Weights back onto my heels. Okay. So I'm going to inhale up, exhale down. Good. Inhale up, exhale down. Good. Inhale up, exhale down. Good. Inhale up, exhale down. You can always squat down further if you want. Inhale up, exhale down. Again, back flat, weights back onto your heels. So this is called a moonflower. A moonflower. Okay. Again, get that upper back involved. Squeeze your shoulder blades together when you come down, or bring those elbows in. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale up. Exhale down. Again, moonflowers. Good, then we'll just come about halfway down. You can bring your hands to heart center, arms out to the sides, just relax the neck here. Again, whatever you'd like here. So make sure your knees and feet are going in the same direction. Also, if you look past your kneecap here, you should see your big toe, maybe your second toe. I just want to make sure your feet are underneath those knees. You don't want your knees past your toes here. If you need to adjust, you can. If you're feeling a lot in your legs, you don't want to, just come up a little higher, right? If you want to feel it more, just go down further, right? So this is called sun pose here. Again, your arms can be wherever you'd like, okay? Now let's go ahead. We're going to inhale up. We're going to round the arms, okay? And then round the arms going down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Obviously, you're going to get your legs here, so if you want sunflowers, you can maybe go down, almost touch the floor with your fingertips. Just make sure you squat down. You don't just bend over and do it, okay? Keeping your head up, shoulders back here. You can try to squat down a little further if you want. Again, these are called sunflowers. Just the arms are a little bit different, okay? Good, let's come down to sun pose again. Again, hands heart center, arms out to the sides here. Again, if you're feeling it too much in your legs, just come up a little higher. If you want to feel it more, go down further and hold. Okay. Remember that Pilates pump I talked about? Ooh, we could do that right here, right? Ooh. Little Pilates pump here if you want. Okay, just some little ones. Good, let's go up. Inhale up, moonflower. Exhale down. Good, inhale up. I'm going to do a sunflower. Good, good. Inhale up, moonflower. I'm just going to alternate, but you can do whatever you'd like. If you like the sunflower arms or moonflower arms, I'm just going to alternate. Of course, rest anytime you want, if you want, right? Again, so moonflower, sunflowers, sun pose is where we hold it, okay? Good, I'm just going to come down to sun pose again, hold it. Again, make sure my feet, knees over my toes, or knees are just under my feet are just under my knees. I can see my toes past my kneecap. Feet and knees same direction. If you want a little Pilates pump, if you want. Good, hold. Go down further if you want, come up higher if you're feeling it too much, whatever you'd like. Good, come up, shake it out. So a little bit of legs there, right? So those are some moonflowers, sunflowers, sun pose. The moonflower is going to be part of the sun salutation. We'll get to that, the complete sun salutation next time, but I'm just showing you some pieces of it right there, okay? So now we're a bit fatigued, legs are tired, okay? We worked on some balancing poses last time, so we will review some of those, then I'll add a couple more, okay? So we learned tree pose, right? So tree, and again, if you're on kind of a really cushiony floor or mat, if you want to go to a more stable surface, so a hard floor, tile floor, something like that will be easier to balance on. So just to let you know that. If you need some help to hold on to something, that's fine too. Do what you can. So tree pose, remember, that's just balancing on one leg. Here I'm going to bring my other leg. I'm going to turn my knee out if you can. If it's easier to bring your knee forward, it's fine, whatever. But usually you see a picture here of tree, knees out to the side. I'm putting my foot just below my knee. Some of you might be able to take it up into your inner thigh. That's fine. Just don't put it on your knee, okay? And then your hands can go wherever you'd like, right? Usually tree pose, it's up overhead, okay? And then you can just try to hold. Good, so that's tree pose, right? And then I showed you one-legged chair. So that was just crossing the leg over. So I'm just going to cross this leg over here, and then just hands to heart center, and then just sit back like chair pose. So that's why I call this one one-legged chair. Some people call it a pigeon, balancing pigeon. I like one-legged chair. So again, try to relax and breathe, kind of focus on something straight ahead. Good, so that's tree and one-legged chair. I'm going to show you a couple more. This next one, I'm not the best to demonstrate. I'll put like a link on Canvas so you can see what this actually is supposed to look like, or you could just Google eagle pose. So eagle pose for yoga. Okay, so it's a balancing pose. So first of all, there's eagle arms. So I'm going to put my right leg over my left. So my right arm comes under, and I'm actually trying to match up my palms. So that really doesn't work for me, but that's kind of my eagle arms. I'll actually kind of just do this, all right? But the legs is what the balancing part. So again, right leg, I'm going to put my right leg over my left, and I cross it all the way. No space there. So, and then what I'm trying to do is hook my foot around my calf. So I struggle with that. Some of you might be able to do it. That's great if you can. So that's kind of my eagle. And then I do my arms. There's eagle, but I just do this. So this is my eagle pose. I'm still balancing, okay? But again, I would like my foot around my calf here, and I like my palms matched up here, and then I kind of squat down a little bit, so that's eagle, okay? So again, that's my version. Your version could be what looks like mine, or whatever. So do whatever version you'd like, okay? So that's eagle, all right? And then one more here I'll show you is it's called dancer's pose, or Lord of the Dance. And it's like a quad stretch. So you've probably all have done where you stand and bring your leg back, right? So just like a quad stretch. So that's dancers, but full dancers is this. So if I'm here, and then what I do is lean forward, bring my leg back. I'm trying to get my back leg, that thigh, parallel to the floor, and also my lower leg is kind of perpendicular to that, pointing straight up at the ceiling here. My back arm is extended. Not sure if how well I'm doing that, but this is called dancer's pose, okay? All right, so there's dancers. So we got 4. Tree now, I'm going to try them on the other leg here. So, tree pose. Again, however you'd like to do tree. You can try to transition to the next one without putting a foot down if you want. And then I'm going to go to one-legged chair. And again, eagle pose, my version. So now I've got my left over my right. Now I put my left arm under. Ooh, that's even worse on this side, so I'm just going to do that. There's my eagle. Okay. And then dancer's pose is that quad stretch. Again, I'm going to turn to the side here. So you might have one leg better than the other, so I just have to work on that weaker leg more. Do what you can. So again, this is dancer's pose. If you need to hold on to something, hold on to something. But there's dancer's pose there. Good, so again, if you're getting those, the challenge is just going from one to the other, right? So, again, tree, to dancers, I mean to one-legged chair. You can do any order you want, though. Kind of like this one, it kind of transitions from to eagle to dancer's pose. Oop, oop. See if I can get it. And then you can always go back. Do that as many times as you want. Try the other leg. And tree. Again, balancing poses is something, again, as you get older, if you don't do anything, your balance does get a bit worse. If you don't use it, you kind of lose it. But it is something, if you do practice, you can get better. So it's good to practice some balancing poses. Again, you could just Google eagle pose to see what it really looks like here. And then dancer's pose. I'm going to turn. Oh, darn it. Shoot. Almost had it. Almost had it. Use the wall a little bit for balance. I'm a little weaker on this dancer's pose than my other leg. That may be for you. Okay. Good, so you can do balancing poses for as long as you like here. So again, just know that 4 different ones here. So we got tree, we got one-legged chair, we got eagle pose, and then dancer's pose, or mode of the dance. So those are some balancing poses. And I'll do a couple more. We'll do those next time though. Okay, so we're gonna slow things down, do a couple stretch type poses here. So I'll show you this one. I'm going to use some yoga blocks. If you have some yoga blocks, that's great here. If not, you can use some pillows or something, some books, something. If you can't get your feet to the, or your hands to the floor, you can use whatever you can, okay? So I'm going to show you, this is a stretch type pose. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my left leg behind my right, okay? Kind of like warrior one, my heel's on the ground, but I'm not going to bend my front knee. So both legs are relatively straight here. Okay, I'm pushing my back heel, my left heel into the mat. My right foot is straight ahead. You can slightly bend that right knee if you need to. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put my hands on my hips and I'm just going to hinge forward here. I'm going to straighten that front leg, and then I'm going to put my hands on my yoga blocks here just to kind of help me keep a nice straight back. So again, both feet are pointed straight ahead. Both legs are relatively straight. Again, if you need to bend the front knee, you can a little bit. Okay, so then I'm going to just reach down a little further, take my yoga blocks a little lower here, and I'm going to reach my head, or just let my head kind of fall. So this is called pyramid pose, pyramid. It is a stretch type pose. You should feel that pretty good in your right hamstring. If you got your right leg forward here, that's the back of the thigh. Maybe in the calf, in the back foot here. If you need to adjust your feet, adjust your feet. So this is pyramid pose. Some of you might be able to get your hands to the floor. That's great. I can kind of get my fingertips there, here. So just relax, stretch. Again, this is called pyramid pose. Pyramid pose. Again, if you need to adjust the feet at all, you can adjust the feet. Just relax and breathe. It is a stretch here. I'm just going to come back up here. Good, I'm just going to bring my left leg to my right, just forward fold. Good. Good, coming back up. Now I'm going to put my right leg back, left leg forward here. Again, heel on the mat, back heel on the mat, back leg straight, front leg straight or a slight bend of the knee if you need it. And then we'll do pyramid pose to the other side. So now my left leg's forward, right leg is back, and pyramid pose here. Again, as you just kind of relax here, you might be able to go down a little further. You can drop your head. You can always adjust your feet if you need to. Slight bend in that front knee if it's necessary. Again, pyramid pose, pyramid pose. Good, I'm just going to go ahead and step the right foot forward to the left here to forward fold. And then what I'm going to do is just go ahead and step back into child's pose. So just step back, child's pose here. Good, then from child's pose, I'm just going to go ahead and lay on my stomach on my mat here. Okay, and we're going to do another pose here that I'm probably not the best to demonstrate. Some of you can do it. If you can do high cobra, you can do that back bend or upward facing dog. You probably can do this one. Again, I can't do that, so it is kind of a back bend here. I'll show you my variation here, but it's a good one for your quads since we did those moonflowers, sunflowers, a lot of kind of squatting today. It's good to stretch those quads. So that's what this one does. So I can kind of do, if you can go back and reach here, so I can do one leg, and I can kind of push myself up here, and I can do one leg. Some of you can probably do both legs, right? Go back and grab both legs. Again, listen to your body, okay? If your knees really flare out, just do one leg at a time. So on your stomach puts a little bit of a bend into your low back, okay? So again, if you can do both legs, do it. This is called bow, B-O-W, bow pose, okay? I can't do that. I can do one, all right? So you can do it like that if you want. But what I like to do is I like to just lie on my side here, and I call it side bow. And then what I'm going to do is bring my top leg back behind me. Here I'm just going to rest my head here, and then I do side bow, okay? Those of you who can do bow pose, full bow pose, grab both legs, just what you do is you rise up, kind of bring your torso up, kind of lift the legs a little bit here, rise up, take a breath or two, come back down whenever you want, hold it for as long as you'd like. That's full bow pose here. I'm just going to bring my leg back. This is a good quad stretch, okay? So if you're having trouble grabbing your leg here, okay, what you can do is use a towel, right? Or a strap, belt, whatever you have, okay? And you can put that around the leg and you can grab the towel or strap, whatever you want, and do it that way, okay? If you're not able to grab that foot, so you can do that, okay? Just give you a modification for it, okay? So again, much easier on your low back, doing it on your side. I don't have that back bend here when I'm on my stomach, so, and then I'm stretching my quadricep there, the quads, the front of your thigh, that you probably felt when we did moonflowers, sunflowers. So again, the full version is called bow, B-O-W. I do it on my side, I call it side bow, okay? Good, then I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to switch over to the other side. So you can roll over onto your other side here. I'm going to just switch it this direction here. Again, if you're doing both, just come up and come back down, rest whenever you want, okay? Switch to the other side. Again, use a towel. If you can't grab your foot back there, just use a towel or a strap, a belt, whatever you have. Again, hopefully you got some relaxing music on. That would be helpful. Okay, good. All right. Good, then we'll go ahead and, so we got our hamstrings with the pyramid pose, we got our quads with bow pose here. Now we're going to get our glute, all different muscles that we use with those moonflowers, sunflowers, the squatting today. So I did go over last time, cradle the baby, right? So again, I'm not the best to demonstrate, but I'm going to keep my right leg straight here. I'll show you, right leg straight. I flex that right foot here to engage my right leg. And then I'm bringing my left leg here. I can put my left arm around the crease of my elbow, around my knee, but I'd like to bring the crease of my right elbow around my foot, but that's where I struggle, but some of you can do it. Again, that's called cradle the baby. Cradle the baby. Do what you can there. Okay? But I'm going to do my version. I like to just do it this way. So I take my hands behind and I bend my knee and then I just push forward. I feel it in my glute there. Okay, but feel free if you want to lay back and relax and do it. So same thing. I'm just going to go back and we've done this one. This is where you put your hand through that hole created by your leg crossed and just here. Again, you can always use a towel if you can't. Grab it right here. Again, so different versions of this here. Again, lying back if you want to relax. Seated. Some of you could do actually lying cradle the baby if I could grab that foot around there. You can do it that way. Here. I'm going to do it seated. I like it seated. I feel it more seated, so I'm just going to do it that way. Good, then we'll just go ahead and switch here. So, just going to relax that leg here, and then I'm going to try the other side. Again, you got cradle the baby, cradle the baby. I'm doing this because you should know cradle the baby, because that's going to be on our final quiz. We're going to have another final quiz, kind of like that midterm, which will be different poses, kind of the second half of the semester here. So, just cradle the baby. Just know what that is. Again, my version, or again, you can lay back on the mat and do it that way too as well. Good, we'll relax that here. Or go ahead and uncross the legs here, lay back. Let's just go ahead and bring both knees to our chest. Good, if you want a little bit of happy baby, just knees a little bit wider here. Grab the backs of your thighs, soles of your feet towards the ceiling. You can just rock side to side a little bit here. Some of you might be able to go up and grab the outsides of your feet and do it. Just try to keep your back flat on the mat. Go side to side a little. Again, you can use a strap or a belt if you have to as well. And go a little bit wider. Good, you can just release the feet here. Again, just go ahead and bring your knees to your chest one more time. Maybe bring your head up, chin to your chest, just curling up into a ball. Taking a nice deep breath or two. Good, just relaxing the head here. Let's go ahead and release the knees, feet on the floor. Here, I like to do lying butterfly first. So if you like to take a yoga block underneath your hips, you can always do something like that just to raise your hips. Some people like to do lying butterfly like that. Just make sure it's on your sacrum there, not on your low back. So it's that flat part of your hip there, just below your low back. You can just let your knees fall to the sides, soles of your feet come together. Knees fall out to the sides, just nice, relaxed, comfortable position. Just getting back to your breath here. If that's not comfortable with the yoga block, you can always take it out, don't use it. Use it for a pillow if you need to. Good, then just slowly extend those legs all the way out here, letting those legs completely relax. Your feet should just fall out to the sides. Arms out to the sides, nice, relaxed, comfortable position. Letting your head relax, shoulders relax, arms, legs relax, and just completely relax here. Just letting yourself sink into your mat here. Again, final relaxation, corpse pose, Shavasana is the Sanskrit name for it. And just letting yourself completely relax, getting back to your breath. Just think about just letting yourself sink into your mat.
slowly just go ahead and wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. And just going through and touching your fingertips to your thumb, just back and forth through your fingers, touching to your thumb. Just roll your wrists around, roll the ankles around a little bit here. Good, slowly just rock your head side to side, nice and slow. Good, then just whenever you're ready, just rolling over onto your side. Okay, whatever side you prefer. Support the head with an arm or maybe a yoga block here. Again, just like to remind you, just take a moment here, just really try to take in how you're feeling at this time. Again, knowing that you just did a nice, good yoga practice for yourself here, did something good for yourself today. Just try to take in this feeling, try to see if you can hold on to this feeling. Taking it with you throughout the rest of your day, rest of your evening. Good. Whenever you feel like you got a hold of the feeling, good. Just push yourself up into a seated position, whatever's comfortable for you. Again, sitting up nice and tall. Again, legs crossed or legs out. I prefer my legs out. Sitting up nice and tall here. Big inhale up. Good. Exhale down. Good. Big inhale up. Exhale down. Good. Big inhale up. Exhale down. Good. One more time. Big inhale up. Exhale down. Well, thank you for joining me for this yoga practice today. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next one. Namaste.